you're going, wait a minute. When Moses was born, we're told that his mother put him in a basket and put him out into a river. He floated away, got caught in the reeds, and Pharaoh's daughter is coming out to the Nile. And you're thinking, why would Pharaoh's daughter be near the Nile in a slave city? She should be down in Thebes. But they discovered that Thutmose I actually built a palace in that city. And sure enough, right at the time of Moses' birth, Pharaoh would have had a palace there. So that makes sense, right? In addition to that, you're thinking, okay, if the Hebrews leave the slave city, and Pharaoh, we're told that he pursues them. In fact, the Bible says he took 600 of his best chariots, select chariots, which means they probably had extra spokes. Maybe they were made of metal components, along with all the other chariots of Egypt. So 600 of the really good ones, and then a whole bunch of, that's a massive, massive chariot army in the ancient world, right? To go into battle with that many, that's huge.
It's amazing how this lying-ass liar is so caught up with trying to prove that the Exodus story is real that he completely ignores the fact that the Moses story is a complete fabrication based off the motif of the fabrication of the story of the birth of Sargon the Great. So you see, he's so focused on the fact that they had to have come out of Egypt that he negates to understand that there is no such thing as an Israelite that came out of Egypt, but yet Israelites came out of the Canaanite people. And the Canaanite people in and around the 1100 BCE, 1000 BCE time frame. Now, who were the most common people in those areas? Yes, they were a vassal state of Egypt, but they were also had the Hittites and the Assyrians north of them. Then they became conquered, or for the most part, except for Jerusalem, by the Assyrians. And the Assyrians did just like the Babylonians and took many of the educated ones out of the northern kingdom of Israel into the Assyrian capital of Nineveh, where they would have learned of the story of Sargon the Great, the first emperor, recognized emperor in Western culture. Sargon's birth story is that his mother placed him in a basket, sailed him down the Euphrates River. He was found by the king's baker. The king baker then raised him as his son. Sargon became the cupbearer of the king, and then later on becomes a military person, and then becomes the emperor of what becomes the Akkadian Empire. So Sargon's birth story, a miraculous story, is then transferred over to the Moses story as a baby down the river, and then rescued by some hierarchy, and so on and so forth. Now, Thutmose III, did he build palaces along the Nile River? Yes, of course. In all the major cities, most pharaohs built or had palaces along the Nile River. That does not prove your Exodus story. And then the chariot wheels that were found in the in and around the Red Sea do not fit the time frame of chariot wheels by the Egyptians. They fit they fit Hyksos chariot wheels. They fit a later time frame of chariot wheels. They do not fit the time frame of the Moses character. So the entire thing is a fabrication, but people will fabricate stories and force their Bible to be history in order for them to try to validate this Bible when it's completely and utterly invalid. But keep on trying, lying-ass liar. But y'all have a great day. And remember always, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.